Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakak, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles, the bishops, and the elders of GMS, the rules well. Peace and salutations to the elect. My name is Ainal. The title of this video is, "In that day shall Egypt be like unto women." Right? And this is talking about Babylon the Great, America. This is Isaiah 19 and 14. The Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Neither shall there be any working for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. Right, so there's no help to dig America out of what they have gotten themselves into through their confounded counsel that the Lord Yahweh has put to them. Right, it says, "In that day shall Egypt be like unto women, and it shall be afraid and feared because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, which he shaketh over it." What is that speaking of? The fact that America struck Iran, Iran struck America, and the president of America is like, let bygones be bygones. We're not going to do anything about it. No one died. There was no casualties. We're good. That's America right there in these last days.
Hi, everyone. Judge Andrew Napolitano here for Judging Freedom. Today is Monday, June 23rd, 2025. Scott Ritter joins us now. Scott, again, thank you for yesterday's segment, which has reached over 755,000 people the last time I looked a little while ago. What do we know about the Iranian strikes on the American base in Qatar? Did it happen? Or is this just the Western media feeding us what the CIA wants us to hear?
No, I think it happened. The Iranian president issued a statement together with the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Command. The supreme leader has weighed in on this. So Iran, did retaliate. It appears that it was a very limited scope retaliation. They fired 6 missiles. Some have read into the Iranian statements to say that
Maverick,
including Maverick. Maverick's read into the Iranian statements as well. To believe that this is symbolic, a missile for a bomber kind of thing. Some reports say that these were older missiles, not the newer Fatah missiles, which means that they're basically set up to fail. And even if they hit their targets, and there's some reporting that 3 of these missiles did strike the airbase, the Americans have been given an enormous amount of advance notice and had evacuated to bunkers and shelters. And there were no casualties, which then the supreme leader has come out afterwards and said, we harmed no one, but no one will play us as a fool or something of that nature. So this was Iran symbolically striking back at what was, in effect, a symbolic American strike against Iran. No casualties, hitting empty facilities. And according to the news, Donald Trump has said he will not retaliate. So we may have the makings of a grand bargain in play. I mean, it's a very fluid situation, very volatile situation.
That's the point, a grand bargain, right? America will not retaliate.
But it doesn't appear either the United States or Iran is going for blood, going for the throat. They appear to be looking for an off-ramp. And I'll just leave it to this. The fact that the Iranian attack came
looking for an off-ramp, right? They don't want what Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has set before them. All right. This is let's just start at Jeremiah 51 and 27. "Set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdoms of Ariat, Minia, and Ashkenaz, appoint a captain against her, cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars." Right? This is talking about ultimately Russia and the allies that Russia has gained here in these last days, along with Iran, right, as one of Russia's allies. It said, "Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion." So the Medes is Russia, right? You got Germany, you got Armenia, right? And I believe it's Turkey. Got to double check that one. I believe it is Turkey. Bear with me. Grab real quick. Yeah. So we got Arya, Armenia, and Ashkenaz, which is Turkey. Armenia and Ashkenaz, and the Medes is Russia. Right? It says, and the land shall tremble in sorrow for every purpose of the Lord Yahweh. Bashim Yahushai shall be performed against Babylon. Right? The scriptures say the word does not come back void. All right. It says to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant. It says the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. This is where we're at. Iran has struck America, and America is like, it's all good. You can attack our facilities. You know, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. Their might have failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. Did not Iran just burn the fuck out of some installation of America over there in the Levant region? And ultimately, you know, it's going to go into the fact where this thing is going to intensify. You know, this is not the end. This is Jeremiah 15:22. It says, a sound of battle is in the land and a great destruction. How is the hammer of the whole earth cut asunder and broken? How is Babylon become a desolation among the nations? I have laid a snare for thee, and thou art also taken, O Babylon, and thou wast not aware. Thou art found and also caught, because thou hast striven against the Lord Yahweh. The Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai hath opened his armory, and have brought forth the weapons of his indignation. For this is the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai of hosts in the land of the Chaldeans. So the armory is open. The swords are set up upon Babylon the Great. It says, come against her from the utmost border, open her storehouses, cast her up as heaps, and destroy her utterly. Let nothing of her be left. Slay all her bullocks, let them go down to the slaughter. Woe unto them, for their day is come, the time of their visitation. The voice of them that flee and escape out of the land of Babylon, to declare in Zion the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai, the vengeance of his temple, right? So Lord is coming to, recompense Babylon for what they have done. There is no escaping, there is no healing, there is no peace. Call together the archers against Babylon, all ye that bend the bow, camp against it round about, let none thereof escape. Recompense her according to her work, according to all that she hath done. Do unto her, for she hath been proud against the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai, against the Holy One of Israel. Therefore her young men shall therefore shall her young men fall in the streets, and all her men of war shall be cut off in that day, said the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai. Behold, I am against thee, O thou most proud, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai of hosts, for thy day is come, the time that I will visit thee. And the most proud shall be stubble and fall, and none shall raise him up. And I will kindle a fire in his cities, and it shall devour all round about him. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. Their Redeemer is strong. The Lord Yahweh Bashmi Yahushai of hosts is his name. He shall thoroughly plead their cause, that he may give rest to the land and disquiet inhabitants of Babylon. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, said the Lord Yahweh, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men. A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed. A sword is upon her, upon their horses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst thereof, in the midst of her. And they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed.
President Trump has just weighed in on Iran's attempt at retaliation for U.S. strikes on its nuclear facilities this past weekend. Trump, writing on Truth Social, quote, Iran has officially responded to our obliteration of their nuclear facilities with a very weak response. They've gotten it all out of their system, and there will hopefully be no further hate. I want to thank Iran for giving us early notice, which made it possible for no lives to be lost and nobody to be injured. Perhaps Iran can now proceed to peace and harmony in the region, and I will enthusiastically encourage Israel to do the same. Now,
First Thessalonians 5, verse 1. But the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you, for yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord Yahweh, Bashmi Yahushai, so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. That's the point, it's over. Lord willing, you edify from the lesson. I'll say shalom to those elect, which consists of men, women, and children. Shalom.